the biggest entrepreneur platform on the planet. This is Business Rockstars.
Patrick Stakenas is joining us right now. He's the CEO and president of Determine. It's a pleasure to have you on the show with us.
Thank you, Mark. How are you?
So, I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent.
I want to hear about your business. What do you do?
Great. So Determine really empowers companies' decision-making processes. So we provide them with the technology that allows them to manage, track their suppliers, contracts, anything that's associated with contracts and suppliers, as well as being able to use those suppliers for all of their employees to buy things. So catalogs and things like that. So really help workforces empower their employees to make better decisions.
So, something like that is a space that a lot of people are getting in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of need for that, and a lot of companies are creating different variations of a similar solution. So my question for you is, how do you differentiate yourself as a preeminent brand and option in such a noisy, competitive space?
Sure. Well, we actually started 3 years ago in the thought process. We saw, and in fact, one of the areas that I was working with very closely is on the procurement side was understanding what people are going to want 3 years from now, 3 years ago. And again, then they're looking for suites or platforms of technology. They don't want to have to go looking in 10 different places for information when it comes to their suppliers, when it comes to contracts, their customers, and so on. So we did a period of acquisition over 2 years. We bought 3 companies together and really created a platform versus a suite of products. And that's a big differentiator. The platform that we have now is one code base of technology. So when you onboard a supplier onto your business, they're inside the database of that platform. So whether I come in through a procure-to-pay opportunity, or whether sourcing, or whether contract management, all that data from the contracts, the suppliers, are all in one spot.
And you guys are in charge of a lot of data. And I know that with technology, a lot of times stuff can go wrong.
Yeah.
And so you have to have that team ready to go to make sure that the clients are happy. And I can imagine it's, you guys are charging some good fees for these large clients to have all this stuff. So how do you go about finding great talent to build a team like this?
Yeah, it's a process, right? If you think about it, imagine bringing 3 companies together in just over a year's time period.
Yeah, wow.
3 different cultures. One was actually in France, and one in Indiana, one in California, right? So 3 completely different of cultures. So it really is a matter of getting everybody first on board with what you already have, and then understanding who believes and who doesn't believe, right? And you'll have a lot of people inside the organization that are from the old culture and the old school, and they will just naturally work themselves out of the organization because they just don't fit the new culture.
A lot of big companies surprisingly have some of the worst company culture and some of the worst customer service, which is crazy to think that they were able to get so big.
Right.
My question for you as we shift gears is on the topic of sales and marketing.
Sure.
How are you generating and converting leads for this specific type of business that you're in?
Well, again, it's interesting from the standpoint of where we are. We're not a heavily funded company. Our nearest competitor actually just recently went public and raised, I don't know, $250 million or something like that.
Small number.
What's that? In our world, big numbers. But the thing is, so we're again applying entrepreneurial tactics, right? Guerrilla marketing, right? What can we do better?
Yeah.
One of the things that we found out, and we have a fantastic marketing staff of like 6, right? It's just a small group. But one of the things that we found out very early is that the marketplace or the people that are buying this type of technology was starving for content. So the big analysts of the world, like Gartner and Forrester and those guys out there, they talk a bit about it and they talk at a high level. But in the range, in the space that we sell into, there's very little content. So we started going out, doing customers interviews, webinars, having our featured blog every single week. I blog every single month. Key members of my staff do as well. And interestingly enough, people read our content. They're starving for it. So that's been a really key thing for us. Not a lot of money. Get the blogs out there, do webinars with key partners in our space, and we drive a tremendous amount of leads for our sales force just through doing that alone. And it's simple and it's easy, but highly effective.
Well, you said Determine right now is a small organization for you guys. My question is, you probably have a big vision to scale this. How are you going to go about doing that?
Yeah, so all those things we've been talking about, I got the right team in place. So kind of going back to the 3 things that I talked about. The market is there. Market's growing 15-20% per year. It's a big market, $7 billion. We have a small piece of that. I now have a product. We've recently are launching our Determine Cloud platform, right, which is a new and innovative way to do this business for our customers. It's exciting. Nobody else is doing it. We're the first ones there. And then the last piece is now I got the right people. So I got a market, I got a product, and I got people. So with that, there's no doubt we're going to kill this thing.
I love that.
Need help?
So somebody says, I want to learn more about you. Maybe even look a little bit more into this thing that you guys sell at Determine as your offer. Where can they do this?
Yeah, determine.com. You'll find us. We're out there. We got a fantastic website. And all the information you could ever need about who we are, what we are, and where we're headed is all there.
There you go. Patrick, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.